vestuarios. Как вы сегодня гиви? Каковой мейстers? Я ж понимаю, как вам думаю. We need help here. It's coming. Check the water. I'm sure it's the water. Any sign of light evacuated, isn't it?
Incredible, isn't it, CD? A couple of hours ago, we were just bored people at a Rainbow Alliance social. And now we're comrades, fighting together on behalf of the planet.
Remind me again, Karen. Why are we painting dead fish on the road?
It's a tribute, CD, to all the fish that will die when that rubbish gets dumped in the sea.
It's just, I really feel that it would be even more valid as a protest if we were to add a physical dimension to our friendship. I think it's what the fish would want.
You stupid dogs! You stupid, dumb, meat-brained dogs! There's garbage all over my car! All over my 58 Holden, my 58 FC! What are you doing? It's a protest. Painting bananas on the road? They're not bananas. Bananas don't have smiles. They're endangered dolphins. It makes me want to puke. It is whining, caring, useless, bloody hippies! At least we're doing something. Registering a protest.
Look, this is probably a really bad time to ask, but can we have a drink sometime?
You want to protest? Let's protest. Let's torch the place. What? Come on, I thought you said you wanted to protest. Let's torch some of Sly Morgan's property. I mean, he can spare it. He owns half the state. I really don't think that's a very good idea. It's the pigs! CD, run!
The white zone is for economy and ammonia passengers only. No parking. Do not leave your car unattended. Unattended vehicles are subject to immediate tow away. For your safety and security, do not leave your baggage unattended.
Welcome to California, sir. This greenhouse thing has made the weather kind of changeable. But you'll always find sunshine in the LA smile.
If I want a DJ, son, I'll buy a radio station. Just drive the car.
These pictures were taken a week ago. You will notice that they are rather more disturbing than the images which the public were allowed to see. Clearly, our situation grows more urgent with each passing day. Let us hope our guest today can provide us with the solutions we require.
because you can't get it back into his holster.
Right, Dobson, Colin, on your feet and over here. Come on, Prince. What are you, a pillow biter? Come here. Right. Other hand. What? Come on, I said other hand. Will you give me your other hand?
Hey, we're gonna go get late round here. I'm busting.
You know, for such a tasty bird, you really do have a filthy mouth. Down the corridor, first left, first door.
Thanks.
I'd quite like to go to the toilet too, please, if that's all right, officer.
I'm terribly sorry about your husband, madam, but the menu is quite clear. Customers order seafood at their own risk.
Well, he should have
Oysters are filter feeders, you know.
He should have been warned.
Have you seen what's floating off Malibu lately? Would you suck that through your teeth?
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan, can I speak with you? Chrissy Kettle, Wall Street Examiner. Mr. Morgan, how is it that some of the financial world's premier players should be meeting here today? After all, you're normally sworn competitors.
I only give interviews to newspapers I own, love.
You are no doubt curious to discover why we have asked you here today, Mr. Morgan.
I'm sure you'll tell me when you're ready.
The fact is, we require your assistance.
How's that, De Quincy? There's so much financial clout round this table. One rotten egg could trigger a crash. What can I offer you that you haven't already got?
The matter is nuclear weapons, Mr. Morgan. Certain countries find it rather difficult to legitimately acquire the equipment and technology they need to face the challenges of the 21st century.
You mean the world's getting nervous about flogging nukes to crazies?
Precisely. An outrageous constriction of the free market. If a government wishes to gas its peasants or electrocute the testicles of its dissident intellectuals, surely that is its own business.
And in the meantime, you want to sell these charmers an illegal nuclear capacity.
Illegal, Mr. Morgan? By whose reckoning? I know of only one law, sir. That's the law of God.
But you want uranium, and God hasn't given you any.
How very astute you are, Mr. Morgan. We do indeed need uranium. Australia, of course, has it in abundance. However, there are certain inconvenient restrictions on foreigners buying it.
See Tyron's sitting there. He's an Aussie. Why can't he buy it?
Since we formulated our plans, Mr. Tyron's business activities have come under something of a spotlight.
Oh, yes. The Royal Commission into Business Corruption.
I've been stitched up like a sailor's blouse.
We have already selected the area of land we require, Mr. Morgan. It is in Western Australia, about 30 miles south of an almost non-existent little desert town called Bullen's Creek.
That's Aboriginal land, De Quincy. That could be dreaming country. You might not find those black fellas so easy to shift. Land rights is a big issue back home.
Ah, peace, Will Morgan. Shift a few bungs, just give them a crate of bad booze and chuck them on the back of a truck in the morning.
You were talking about mutual profit before. Well, I haven't heard anything so far that sounds very mutual. What's in it for me?
How much do you think the land will cost?
Might get it for 2, maybe 2.5 million.
We will forward you 10 million Australian dollars, Mr. Morgan. Whatever you don't spend, you can keep. Not bad pay for a day in the country. Well, gentlemen, with the issue of land requirements temporarily out of our hands, perhaps Mr. Nagasu will now brief us on the procurement of the pharmaceuticals.
I still don't see why you have to bring in a cocky little so-and-so like Sly Morgan. The bloke used to be my friggin' T-boy.
Mr. Tyron, you're being investigated for corruption.
I'll beat it. Just give me a few months. Well, that'll be history.
In a few months, Mr. Tyrone, everything will be history.
Mr. Dobson, dress it up how you like. As far as I'm concerned, defacing municipal tarmac is vandalism pure and simple, and it makes me tired. As for the explanation you offered the police that you were only trying to get laid, I find it impudent and duplicitous. You are a mischievous, undesirable social malcontent who holds the best bloody state in the best bloody country in the world in total bloody contempt. What's more, as I understand it, you're a POM. $200 fine, now bugger off. Rachel O'Donoghue. Insulting police officers. Dangerous driving. A bald, offside rear tyre. Yet further additions in an already shameful catalogue of pointless misdemeanours. Let me tell you, young lady, it fair gripes my gizzard to see you come before me time after time like this. You're young, you're bright, you're cracking easy on the eye. When in 12 types of buggery are you going to pull yourself together?
I thought it was great, CD. You really made him question his own standards. Actually, I was hoping they'd send you to prison and turn you into a martyr, but they're too clever for that.
Yeah, what a drag, eh?
It would have been okay because I'm a prison visitor and I could have come and cheered you up. Oh, wow. Are you uptight or what? You need a massage. Try to imagine the tension flowing into my fingers.
Hey, you. Can you drive?
Yes?
Because I took away my license. It's your fault, so you can help me pick up my car.
Fantastic.
What about your girlfriend? Is she coming?
I have never seen this woman before in my life.
You're English, aren't you?
Yes, but don't start all that whinging pommy rubbish, will you? I hate that. We don't whinge any more than anybody else.
Yes, you do. Hey, look, you've already started whinging about not being called a whinger. You can't help it, it's pommy nature. What are you doing in Australia?
Oh, I travel around. I'm a writer.
Yeah? What have you written?
Oh, not much as of yet. Nothing, as a matter of fact. I'm still gestating.
And see how you end up in Freebury.
Yeah, I love towns like this. You can be a writer without writing, a philosopher without thinking. You can be anything you want.
And still end up an arsehole.
Sorry. I was distracted.
Well, it seems okay. Do you know how difficult it is to get parts for one of these?
I don't know anything about cars.
You certainly don't know how to drive them. Anyway, what gives you the right to call yourself a writer when you haven't written anything?
Surely not doing something is as valid as doing it.
No, it isn't. That is crap.
Newton says that for every action, there is an equal and an opposite reaction. That's me.
So Newton said it was okay for you to be a useless, freeloading dough-bludger?
He was a very great man.
It's $20. Can you believe it? Let's make a run for it.
Good idea. We haven't been in custody for nearly an hour. I miss it.
Okay, pay him then, but I can't because I don't have any money.
I haven't got $20. I don't have $5.
Don't worry, I've done this before. The trick is just to be slow and nonchalant. Just get in the car and Drive slowly away, they don't even know you're gone.
Well, it might work. Although I fear the sound of my trousers filling up may attract attention.
I need a meeting with the Minister for Aboriginal Affairs. I need some background information on the Mayor of Bullens Creek. And I need a beer. What's happened to my office?
Well, you wanted it redecorated, remember? You approved the drawings. Don't you like it?
Love it. Where's the fridge?
Underneath the Picasso.
Uncle, darling, you're back. Oh, how was Los Angeles?
Ah, pig. Where's that little slug Aristos? Aristos!
Why don't you sit down, dear? You look tired.
Well, of course he's tired. If he had a decent home to live in, he wouldn't have to go flying all around the world.
Aristos!
Should I fetch you something to eat, my darling?
He doesn't want anything to eat,
Oh,
Mother.
so now you're a mind reader.
Where is the little cockroach?
In bed, sleeping it off where he always is, the lazy fat slob.
Aristos, get down here, you useless stick of lard!
You mustn't speak about your little brother like that, Oliver.
Half-brother, Mother.
His blood family. Which is more than could be said for a certain gold-digging little girls, eh, Ocker?
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Get into my office, Aristos. I want a word with you.
You've got it, Ocker. Sorry, girls. I guess this is guy stuff, huh?
Aristos, everything you've ever attempted, you've screwed up. If it wasn't for Mum, I'd have had you bludging on the dole years ago.
But Ocker...
Now shut up and listen. I need you to do some liaising for me.
Liaising, Ocker? That sounds fantastic. I think I would be great at liaising.
Bit of ammo territory that Sly Morgan's about to make a bid on.
Oh, trust a total nerd like Morgan to be buying useless land of the Abos.
It's land I want myself.
Oh, I see. Great. Yeah, absolutely. Good move.
I want to get in before he does. Now, it has to be done subtly. You just don't go in there and beat up these abs.
Nah, of course not.
We'll get someone to do it for us.
Hey, Barty, did you get me some? Whoa, what do you have?
Chrissy, I have your hotel bill, your travel clinic, your taxi cab chits. The only thing I don't seem to have is your story.
Give me a break, Larry. This isn't television. Real stories need space to grow. Sly Morgan, the Aussie, turned up this time. Plus, there's that pharmaceutical investment thing. Flosh, Bayer, ICI have all been raided. Ugh, what is this stuff?
Decaf.
Might as well go suck it straight out of the toilet. Decaf coffee, no smoking floors. What's the point of being a journalist anymore?
The point is to get stories, which billionaires eat lunch. It's not.
Toxic waste, no solution. Free Australia from pollution. Toxic waste, no solution. Free Australia from pollution. Toxic waste, no solution. Free Australia from pollution. Toxic waste, no solution.
Doesn't it make you cringe?
Cringe? Possibly. Copiously vomit would be another viable reaction. I had no idea that toxic waste ships could be so whiffy. I may be forced to buy a samosa simply as a nasal palliative.
I'm not talking about the ship. I'm talking about the protest. Will you look at that kid's T-shirt? Don't poison my future. I hate the way people feel they have to justify their principles by linking them to their snotty little kids.
You know something, Rachel? You're really going to have to calm down. I mean, what do you care if some harmless old hippie wants to use their sprog as a billboard?
But it's all so pointless. I'd like to get a bomb and blow the whole bloody thing up.
Ah, but you're not going to, are you?
Hey! Steve! Oh.
Hug, please.
Oh, I needed that. Oh, I'm sure if people cuddled more, they'd smoke less dope. Isn't this great? People really doing something, actually getting it together and saying, no way. Oh, hi, Rach! Oh, wow, this is great. Are you two an item? Oh, that's great. Hey, listen, I'd love to natter, but can't stop. Gotta run.
Okay, see you.
I'm going to prison. Don't worry, Rach. I'm a prison visitor. Today's my day. I'll see you. Come and have dinner soon.
I don't know her, Rachel. I swear to you, I just don't know her.
Let's get out of here. Let's go to the beach.
I've never met the woman. She keeps appearing in my life. It's like a conspiracy against me.
Hi, Reverend. How are you today?
Very well, my dear. God's workers left are so few.
We're all aboard tomorrow, Zimmerman. Maybe we'll be sprung. Maybe we won't. Cosmically, it makes no difference.
Oh, yeah?
How's that, mate?
Well, prisons are in the mind. They can never truly constrain us, nor chain our souls. In terms of a wider reality, those steel bars do not exist.
I think you're wrong, Walter.
Prison visitors, fellas. Who do you want? The boring vicar or the fat hippie?
Her name is Karen, man. And she's a very sweet lady.
You sure you don't want me to teach you? It's easy enough.
No, thank you. It is a well-known fact that sharks prefer English meat to Australian. I shall be happy paddling.
Come on, you're safer out there on a board than you would be in a car.
Yes, that's true. In 60 metres of water, I would be safer on a board than in a car. I, however, have no intention of dampening a single further extremity.
Suit yourself. I'll see you in about an hour or so.
Rachel! Rachel, there's something I have to say. Look, we've been hanging out together for a while, right?
Colin.
CD, Rachel. My name is CD.
Whatever. I think I better tell you now, I don't do sex, okay? I don't do sex. It's a rule I have. You should try it. Life gets to be 1,000,000 times simpler. No angst, no worries, and no drunk dingbats chewing on your tits.
You mean you're celibate?
That's right. I'm a radical non-squelcher.
What if I were to beg?
All right, folks, everybody out of the water. We have a toxic alert from the harbour master. We have a serious toxic alert.
I don't know why anybody bothers coming to the beach anymore. You might as well just buy an ice cream and go and sit in the toilet. Somebody should do something.
Oh, yeah? What do you do?
I do things.
Like what? Getting busted for driving offences, pinching petrol? Very positive, I must say. All you do is hang around Freebury like the rest of
Well,
you.
what can I bloody do?
Don't look at me, it's not my problem. I'm not the one pretending I've got some kind of conscience.
You're just having a go at me because I won't give you a root, aren't you?
There is an element of that, yes.
Australia is a white man's continent. It is our birthright of history and conquest and history. And tonight we're going to take a bit of it back.
I'm telling you, I'm going. I'm not sticking around here.
And I'm telling you, no brain-dead bozo with I'm a dickhead tattooed on his ball box is going to scare us. This land is our land. It's our bloody country.
It's a dingo's toilet.
It may be a dingo's toilet. In fact, it is a dingo's toilet. But it's our dingo's toilet. We fought for it.
This is not our land. It's not our tribal land. Those Nazis meant business. So we move on. Get out. Go to the city.
Going to the city won't get us our old land back. If we move every time some thug has to go, it won't be worth bothering to unpack. This ain't the old land, but it's our land, and I say we stay.
Well, Mr. Morgan, you couldn't have picked a better spot. Bullens Creek is chocker with facilities and amenities. We've got a two-lane highway that goes all the way to Perth, road markings as far as Wollonga. That's a powerful lot of tarmac to have at your disposal. Of course, the salination's a problem. Ruin the area. All the trees are dead, you see. I tell you, around here, we hate salt worse than we hate the Japs. Some of the boys won't even have it on their chips. I'll tell you, there's not a man in this town that wouldn't sleep with a dead kangaroo to bring a bit of money back into Bullens Creek.
Well, let's hope it won't come to that, eh? No, as I say, it's the Uluru Aboriginal land I want to buy. Bullens Creek will be our construction base.
Of course. Understood. One thing I ought to mention, Mr. Morgan. Mark your cards, so to speak. Those abs might be a bit touchy at present. Had the crap beaten out of them last night and they're a little bit miffed.
They were attacked?
Most regrettable. Bunch of those skinhead-type thugs up from the city on a spree. Dreadful business, but there you go. Tell you the truth, I reckon you'd be doing those abs a favour if you got them to move on. I really don't think they've ever felt comfortable around here. Well, they just don't seem to fit in, do they? They just don't belong.
I'll come straight to the point, Mrs. Colburn. I want to buy your land.
Well. What a day it's turning out to be. First we get attacked by thugs, and now you come and offer to buy us out. Makes me kind of wonder if these things ain't just a little bit connected.
What happened last night had nothing to do with me. That was despicable and cowardly. Look, obviously, I can never fully understand what it feels like to be the victim of a racial assault.
Oh, we could knock your teeth out and break your arms. That might give you a better idea.
Look, I've come here with a straight business proposition. You can take it or leave it.
We'll leave it. Bugger off.
And I'm prepared to offer you a great deal of money.
And why would that be, Mr. Morgan? This place is useless, so why would they let us blackfellas have it? There's more mineral deposits in a bottle of Perrier water.
I'm investigating the possibilities of building a desert vacation retreat.
So, the beautiful people are coming, are they?
Funny as it may seem, this land's highly specific to my needs.
Now you know how it feels to be a blackfella, don't you? My people have land that's specific to our needs, too. Sacred land, dreamtime land. But we can't have that land because it contains gold. So they gave us this.
Look, I'm not a politician, Mrs. Colburn. The land rights issue, that's one thing.
So some other fella has the land we want, and we've got the land you want. Ain't life funny?
The point is, De Quincy, these people stopped doing what white blokes told them to a long time ago. They won't sell, not for $2 million and not for 10. What they want is their own tribal land back. They want to return to the bush.
Well, then, you must purchase this tribal bush.
Hope you got a drink handy, your lordship. This bush is gold rich. I won't get it for less than 50 million.
One moment, please, Mr. Morgan. So, gentlemen, it seems we must pay a little more for the site we require.
The Australian decision's been a disaster from the start. Why the Lord ever made that blighted sandpit and stuck it on the end of the earth is a mystery to me. We should have located in Arizona, as I always say.
Must we go over this again? Do you really think we could have located our guidance satellites over the US with impunity? Do you think we could have shipped our ballistics past the Pacific Fleet?
The decision has been taken. The orbital tracking is in place over you, Lara. It cannot be changed. We must have that land. Any man that'll ask us to pay $50 million for a $2 million piece of land, the devil's keen to me. When will you understand the price is irrelevant? After the crash, money will be worthless anyway.
Precisely. Well, Mr. Morgan,
It seems your black friends
have the whip hand and we must accede to their demands. What strange people they are. A social anachronism. Penniless, bloody-minded, proud. Oh, God knows of what.
Sounds like you're talking about the British aristocracy, your lordship.
We will forward you the necessary funds, plus an increased commission for yourself. Please proceed with the negotiations. Good day.
Back home in New York, automatic stop-loss trading snowballed the crash with panic on Wall Street spreading uptown. Major banks closed their doors as angry customers cried handy to retrieve their savings. This could be the end of the financial system as we know it. Virtually every world power has declared a state of emergency with crisis meetings convened to try and check this worldwide economic...
Can't be, Chrissy. You're wrong. It's insane.
So is this crash, Larry. Look at yesterday's edition. Market buoyant, prices set to soar. I was the least accurate prediction since Chamberlain got back from Munich.
Don't remind me of that. I gotta live with it.
It wasn't your fault. Nobody could have seen this coming. Because it shouldn't have happened. It's being controlled.
But why would these guys deliberately generate a recession? Doesn't make sense.
I don't know why, Larry, but they did. Look, first 15 seconds of the crash. Slampacker, Nagasayu, De Quincy. It's all the same names. I've been watching them. They have a strategy.
All right. Put a piece together, I'll run it. Maybe I'll flush them out. My God, Chris, what are you doing to me? Conspiracy theories are for paranoid hippies who went out with Nixon, for Christ's sake.
Just what in 12 types of buggery is wrong with you, Blacks? You've had 3 months inside, and for what? Blowing up municipal dunny plumbing is nothing short of Anos bloody Australian. This state has a sewage distribution system that is second to none. We don't dump the stuff anywhere near family beaches. Just what the hell were you hoping to achieve?
Nothing, man. But just because there's no destination in sight doesn't mean the road ain't worth traveling.
And what's that load of nonsense supposed to mean?
What was the original question?
Let me tell you that if it were not for your service records in Vietnam, there'd be no question of parole. For God's sake, Zimmerman, you're a decorated SAS veteran. You're a trained killer. Is it too much to ask that you can find some socially responsible use for your skills?
You're right, mate, I can. And believe me, I intend to.
Excuse me, miss. I shouldn't be doing this. It's immoral and illegal, but I have to show you something. Please, I have to do this, even though I know it's gonna shock you.
Steve Mason, die, sex pest.
It's so blatant. It's so bloody blatant.
What, Vince?
This appalling leisure centre, Sly Morgan, has announced at Yalura. I mean, it's not been 3 weeks since the Aboriginal community was attacked up there. It's so bloody blatant.
Yes, I noticed that. It really makes your blood boil. It's completely obvious he's intimidated these people off their land.
Oh, it just makes you so angry.
It's incredible. How people just let these things happen. I mean, do you know what I mean? They just go totally unchallenged.
Somebody really ought to do something. Well, why don't you then?
Excuse me?
Well, why don't you do something if that's what you want?
Yeah, it's hardly as simple as that, is it?
As simple as what?
Well, as simple as that.
Look, there's plenty of things you could do. You could pour paint strip on his car, you could stick a dog turd in his letterbox.
Oh, very constructive, I must say. I mean, that's really going to help things out, isn't it?
Well, it wouldn't hurt.
You're not paid to provide conversation. Just serve the coffee.
All right.
Little bitch!
didn't it? You came on about that suit, then you do about the abs. Oh, that is just a totally racist
Hey, you want to take out your phone? You
Hey, you
mate. This is my business.
We're in the wrong cav. This time sure has improved since we went away.
Sad, Frustrated, Dickhead. A novel by Colin Dobson. His love for her was pure of spirit. You could have boiled an egg in his underpants.
G'day. You still in bed? I thought this is your day to get the doll.
Haven't you heard? There's been a crash. Everyone's unemployed now. They put us old lags on monthlies till they get through the rush. I love recessions. The door's open.
I need your help. I've been thinking about last night.
So have I. My nose bled for ages. Blimey, Rachel, why'd you have to do it?
I told you they were being pathetic.
If you're going to get in a fight every time you meet pathetic people, you'll be dead by lunchtime.
That's not the point. The point is Morgan half killing people so that he can build some bloody awful Aussie Disneyland. Don't you think that's a bit disgusting?
Of course it's disgusting. So what? It's a disgusting world. There's no point crying about it.
The lead skinhead got arrested, but he's out on bail. All we've got to do is get him to admit that Morgan paid him.
Excuse me? We?
Yeah. You've got to help. You're the one who always said I never did anything, but now I'm doing something.
Is all this about what I said down at the beach? Blimey, Rachel, if what I say has so much effect on you, how come I can't persuade you to go to bed with me?
It's got nothing to do with what you said down at the beach, and for the final time, I don't do sex, all right? Besides which, I don't find you remotely physically attractive.
I could put a sack over me head.
Are you going to help me?
No.
Okay, so it's a container ship. What does it contain?
I don't know, that's the point. I was asked to reinsure the ship under new owners, but how do you insure a loaded container ship without registering its load?
And it's definitely loaded?
Well, of course it's loaded. Look at the water she draws. What, do you think the crew are a bunch of sumo wrestlers?
Okay, you said new ownership. Who owns it?
Well, that's the reason I contacted you. The new owners are the same names as the ones in your Examiner article.
Is there any chance the ship could be carrying toxic waste?
It could be carrying chewing gum for all I know. This isn't the first time it's happened. I've issued 4 of these policies, and I'm just a little guy, Miss Kettle. A minnow. There's 50 like me on the 2nd floor.
So you're saying there may be 200 boats that have changed hands recently and nobody knows what's in any of them?
It's an insurance nightmare.
Well, Lord de Quincy, I own it all. Every grain of useless dust, every stinking lump of dingo muck.
You own it, Mr. Morgan. We, I think. The land is ours. You are merely the purchasing agent, employed in good faith.
Good faith? You blokes wouldn't recognise good faith if you came home and found it in bed with your wife. I didn't swallow a single word of that bull you handed me in L.A. There's no uranium here. Nothing here at all. I want to know what's going on, de Quincy. And if you won't tell me, you can get off my property.
Very well, then. It's quite simple, really. From this place, the Stark conspiracy is going to inherit the Earth.
Gordon.
Who wants to know?
We've come a long way to see you, Mr. Gordon.
My mother paid my bail. This is police harassment.
We're not the filth, Mr. Gordon. My name is Oswald Mosley. This is my assistant, Afa. We represent the British Fascist Federation. May we have a word?
Yeah, all right. Like a drink?
No, thank you, Mr. Gordon. Afa, we don't drink. Under a lot of pressure at home. Find it safer to stay in control. It's my belief that each pint knocks 2 Dan off my black belt.
To come to the point, Mr. Gordon.
Yes, thank you, Afa. Too lippy by half, I'm afraid. Marvellous childbearing hips, though, don't you think? We've come to Australia, Mr. Gordon, in the hope of establishing an Antipodean division of the Fascist International. It is, after all, well known that your Australian fighting man is the best in the world.
Of course he is. I like you, Mr. Mosley.
Liking is for pansies, Mr. Gordon. Personally, I don't like anyone. Now, what we're looking for is a man at this end. A man we can trust, who knows the local filth, the militant lefties, the wogs, that kind of thing.
Of course you do. That's exactly what you need.
So, we were wondering, Mr. Gordon.
Yes?
What with your extensive local knowledge?
Yes?
You might be able to...
Yes?
recommend a man who was up to the job.
Recommend somebody?
Yes. To tell you the truth, Gordon, we had originally considered you. But then there was the incident, wasn't there?
Incident? What friggin' incident? Who's been bad-mouthing me? I will personally kill any man, woman, or man that's been bad-mouthing me.
Bullens Creek Avo Bash, Gordon. Bit of a mess, wasn't it? Bit of a cock-up, don't you think? Can't afford cock-ups in our game, Gordon. What were you thinking of? Getting yourself busted over a piss-poor bunch of blacks?
It wasn't my fault! It's just doing a job.
Oh, yeah. Well, that might make things very different, Gordon. Whose job? Who paid you? And why?
Bloke called Aristos Tyron.
You mean Sylvester Morgan?
No, I mean Aristos Tyron. You know, Ocker Tyron, the tycoon, his little brother.
And you never mentioned Sylvester Morgan?
No, he didn't mention Sylvester. But what's Sylvester Morgan got to do with the British Fascist
Well, yes, thank you, Mr. Gordon. You've been most kind. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Come along,
I don't understand!
So what do we do now?
We go raging. What else?
So let's get this straight. You're telling me you believe that the world is dying?
My dear Mr. Morgan, I know that the world is dying. More to the point, being killed. Done to death by its fond owners. People like you and me.
It's truth, I never took you for a whinging greenie.
Ah, thank you, my dear. You will forgive my little indulgence. I'm something of a hopeless heroin addict. It's perfectly harmless if pure, and in plentiful supply. There are considerably more deadly chemicals in the root vegetables I farm in Norfolk. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ah, Mr. Morgan. Strange, isn't it? How ecological disaster gives us a sense of personal perspective.
Can't say as how I'd noticed myself.
Lords of the earth though we may be, we are dependent on the lowliest slug or insect for our life. It's all a chain, you see. If dung beetles didn't eat cowpats, the skies would be black with flies by now.
Thanks for the drink, mate. Come back when you're straight.
TTO is about to destroy us all. TTO. Total toxic overload. The point at which so many poisons have been forced into the food chains and water tables
The Earth is no longer able to cleanse itself. Every day, some new food scare, some fearful drug backfires. Stark conspiracy exists to develop an appropriate response to the ecological Armageddon that is about to engulf us all.
And that response is?
My dear Mr. Morgan, there is only one possible response.
I have a creed to follow, live fast, die young, and party till your wing-wang falls off.
Aristos Tyron?
That's the name, friend. Don't wear it out. Who wants to know and what's it to you?
I'm Magenta, this is Chook. We're from the Groove magazine. We're doing a story on style leaders, but if you don't want to talk, that's fine. We can just party all night and make a story up in the morning.
Style leaders? Well, I can give you a minute. But we can't talk here. I can get you into the celebrity bar. Top journo. With me.
Of course, Mr. Tyron. Nice gap. Oops. I've got on a couple of E's in the taxi, so I'm a tiny bit completely off my skull. It don't affect my work, though. I find I write better when I can't focus on the page. You know, I like you, Aristos. You're great. Because normally when we do these stories on you top-notch ravers, right, it's like Mr. Bowie and Mr. Jagger. They want the exposure, right? But will they unwind? No way.
Sure, Mick and David can be a little brusque at times, but hey, it's tough out there at the sharp end, huh?
That's what we want to write about. You see, we just have a hunch that you might have a little bit more to do with your brother's awesome success than either of you care to know. Is that right, Aristos?
Well, Magenta, mustn't believe everything you hear.
Here, is the furniture dissolving? Or is it me?
See, it seems to me that if your brother had a tough, sensitive job that needed cool, careful handling, then who better than the guy that everybody just wrote off as another fascinating, good-looking, hard-drinking sexual animal? Dealing with those right-wing extremists, for instance, I mean, that must have been scary stuff. You know, those guys are, they're major league.
A liaison can't always pick and choose who he liaises with, Magenta.
I mean, why was your brother so interested in Bullens Creek anyway?
I didn't ask, he didn't say, babe, that's the way we work. I never asked... Hey, what are you talking about? I don't know anything about Bullens Creek.
It's okay, Aristos, it's okay.
Yeah, we just want to know why your brother got you to send the Nazis to beat up the Uluru Aborigines.
He didn't.
Well, hang on, I'm a bit confused here. You just said...
No, he did, but he was... I... To get the bouncers!
That's all right, man. We were out of it already. Come on, Magenta.
It's truth. If we could prove this, I mean, Tyron could get put away forever.
Rachel, the bloke had an entire community bashed. What's he gonna do to a couple of farties like us?
I mean, that's the point, isn't it? We can't go for him direct. If we did that, we'd both end up face down the bottom of a river.
Can I please say something here?
What?
Rachel, I can't go on like this. You look unbelievable in that get-up. Saucier than a meat pie in a ketchup factory. I am pleading, please, 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 go to bed with me.
The way to get to this guy is through Morgan. He's obviously acted as some sort of cover for Tyron. That's how we do it. Sylvester Morgan's the one we want.
Well, Mr. Morgan, what do you think?
Yeah, I must say, it's quite a scheme.
Yes, it is impressive, isn't it? Are you coming?
After what you've told me. Of course I am. What choice do I have? My God, De Quincy, I wish I didn't know. I swear I wish I didn't.
You have only yourself to blame, Morgan. Greed made you inquisitive. Now you carry the knowledge of Stark. You must stay and begin the construction. The shipments have begun, and time is short. By the way, brilliant idea, the leisure center. Well done.
Tell me, De Quincy. Have you decided who'll live and who'll die?
A good question, Mr. Morgan, and one that taxes every conspirator. Who shall we save? Who shall we condemn? I suggest you concentrate on your own dilemmas. Who are you going to save, Mr. Morgan? Who do you love?
Excuse me?
Face it, Rachel, what's the point of talking to Sylvester Morgan? The bloke's a hero. There's a recession, he's making jobs. Nobody cares about a few bashed aborigines.
Excuse me? I was wondering if you could tell me which of these boats belong to Sylvester Morgan.
No worries, beautiful. That gorgeous old yacht over there, that's his. Wind Spirit. He loves that boat.
I thought he'd have a big fat gas guzzler with a bar and a golf course.
Nah, Sly Morgan's a real sailor. Besides, he couldn't have an engine, it'd frighten the birds.
Birds? What birds?
He watches them. Funny bloke. Bit thoughtful. Tell you the truth, I wondered if he might not be a bit of a shirt lifter. If I had his money, I wouldn't be watching birds on my boat. I'd be shagging them.
Look, I want to meet Morgan, all right. If I give you $20, could you give me a call on this number and tell me the next time he takes his boat out?
Fair enough. But like I say, I reckon your mate might stand a better chance.
Thanks. See ya.
Look, Rachel, supposing you do get through to this bloke, so what?
You stop saying so what, you know. All you ever bloody say is so what. Look that be written on your grave? Colin Dobson is dead, so what?
Well, I'll tell you what will be written on your grave. Next week's date, that's what. Plus, here lies a total nutter. We've already established that this bloke works with violent criminals. What can you possibly threaten him with?
Exposure! You see, Tyrone organised the Abo Bash, not Morgan. If we can convince Morgan that we know the whole story, then perhaps he will be able to turn against himself to save himself.
Yeah, great. And then I think we should put a stop to corruption in the police force. I think we should get the US out of Central America.
Look, I can't let this go, all right? Believe it or not, I don't think it's particularly nice beating up people so that you can build hotels.
That is crap. You're just using someone else's problem to prove what a bloody rebel you are. Well, you aren't a rebel. You're just a bored, middle-class girl on an ego trip. You understand, I am, of course, joking.
The doctor will be along in a minute. He's lucky to be alive. There was a major filth washing. We pumped cadmium, mercury, raw sewage, compound oil, some chicken chow mein, and almost a whole packet of chocolate biscuits. I think the last two were in there already.
Sorry, Colin.
It's okay.
I mean, obviously, I'm not sorry I punched you. I'm glad I punched you. You deserved it. I'm just so sorry that the sea was so poisonous. Then again, that's not my fault, is it?
The Atlantic, gentlemen. Fully 2/5 of that mighty ocean lies beneath this nitrate precipitation, and not one living creature survives within it. The Earth is choking more quickly than even we envisaged. Ah, dispatches from the front. Punctual as always. Good day to you, Mr. Morgan. How fares our mighty enterprise?
There was a few gremlins, but she'll be right.
See this morning's Wall Street Examiner?
You are perhaps referring to today's article by Miss Chrissy Kettle.
Clever, eh? Linking us all up like that. She's even noticed my activities here in Australia. What was that about container shipping?
She quotes a lot more tonnage than we require to service my site.
Please do not concern yourself, Mr. Morgan. This woman's scribblings are nothing more than coincidence and speculation. I can assure you she will speculate no longer. Good day.
Hi, this is Chrissy Kettle's machine. Please leave it. Hell, you know how to use this. Do I leave instructions on my letterbox?
This is Sly Morgan, Ms. Kettle. Interesting article. I'd love to hear more about this shipping business you say I'm involved in. Call me, okay? Oh, and one more thing. I'd watch your back if I were you. This can be a very dangerous world for inquisitive types.
Maybe you just slipped up. It can happen.
I'm telling you, the gas was not on. I never cook, ever. Besides, I was in the damn department for hours. I never smelled gas.
Hey, take it easy, Chrissy. You're bound to be a little shook up. Hey, but that stove was definitely left on. The company's confirmed it.
The company confirmed it. Jesus, you talk like God confirmed it. Companies are owned by people, you know. People lie.
Make sure you get her something nice.
Oh, I will. I have a beautiful set of bathroom accessories all picked out.
Oh, we've got that.
Hi, Joe. Would you like to contribute something to Chrissy Kettle? She's leaving, you know. Chrissy, turn around. You're not supposed to see what I'm doing. It's supposed to be a surprise.
tried to call to speak to you personally, Chrissy, but you weren't answering your phone.
Of course I wasn't answering my damn phone. My damn apartment exploded.
Chrissy, I don't like this any more than you do.
Listen to yourself. I don't like this any more than you do. Most feeble sentence in the English language. Why don't you just admit you have to kiss ass to the publisher? You're screwing me, Larry. Which for a guy who seems to have no balls, quite an achievement.
Chrissy, the guy that owns this paper don't want you on it. Get it? He fired you, not me.
My home and all my possessions have been destroyed, Larry. I have no clothes, no money, no plastic.
There's a month's severance in the mail.
I don't have a mailbox, Larry. It flew up. My credit cards have all been blocked. I'm being put out of action. Larry, you have to help me on this. You have to support me. I've got to get to Australia. It's the only place these people seem to be doing anything.
God damn it, Chrissy. You're a grown-up lady. Go ask a friend.
Journalists don't have friends, Larry. You ought to know that. Besides which, things keep exploding around me at the moment. You know, it doesn't make me an ideal house guest.
Chrissy, I have a paper to run.
Thanks, Jackie. I'll pick out my own accessories if that's okay. Milton.
You? What are you doing here? You've got to leave. Get out, please. Get out!
Milton, it's okay. I just want to talk a little.
I won't. I can't. I saw what you wrote. Anybody would guess I was your source. You ruined me.
If you don't help me, Milton, they won't need to guess because I'll tell them. I'll tell them you betrayed a professional trust.
I've already told them. The minute I saw your article, I went straight to my superiors and admitted what I'd done. Well, they won't fire me, not now that I've confessed. The new owners will understand.
Milton, you shouldn't have done that.
Oh, my God. You've got to hide. If anybody finds you here, they'll never believe I didn't arrange it. Get behind the desk. Come in.
Hi, Milton. We're from the company's investigation department.
Oh, my God.
Nothing to worry about, pal. Just a routine call regarding your mistake over talking to a journalist. We just need it in writing, that's all.
Of course. Of course, you must have things in order. What would you like me to write?
Just a note. I betrayed a professional trust and I'm sorry. That sort of thing.
Tell me, Milton, you wouldn't have seen this journalist lady since you gave her the chart, would you?
No, certainly not. Is this okay?
It's a little dry. Could you spice it up, maybe? How about adding, oh my God, I'm so sorry at the end?
2 oh my gods could be good.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. Is that okay?
Oh, that's perfect, Milton. Now open your mouth.
Pardon?
Can't you with these slack bludgers any harder, Morgan? I got a bottleneck the size of D-Day down at Freebury Docks. I can't sit on those units forever, you know.
It sort of be ready when I told you it would. All we can do is wait. Personally, I'm going sailing.
Sailing? Sailing? I've got to move the final equipment. Even me bloody garage is chocker. There's no room for me cars.
I've got 2,000 men working round the clock and you worried about your cars?
My wife had to park a $200,000 Ferrari out in the street.
What do you care? You'd be sticking her out in the street before long.
Shut it, Morgan. Badmouth my wife and I'll...
Conscience troubling you, is it, Ocker?
Doubt there's much future for that particular sun-baked old bag, is there?
All right. Who are you going to save when the lepers go down?
Lepers? What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Well, who are you going to save? Your mother, your father? Like hell you are. You got yourself some gorgeous little bimbo just like I am. You're going to abandon everybody you ever loved.
I don't love anyone, Orca. None of us do. That's why we can do what we're doing. Now, if you're so worried about your cars, you go back to the city and do your own bloody job.
Don't you worry about my bloody cars. My bloody cars are just fine.
Yeah, except your Range Rover.
What about me, You bloody mongrel, Morgan. I should have bloody known. That's your rotten form, ain't it?
Well, this is it, I reckon. I'm just going to go right up there and confront him with what I know.
Oh, yeah? And what are you going to say after he stops laughing?
Let me deal with that. You just keep your eyes on me, all right?
I can't keep my eyes off you, Rachel. That is my torment. Apart from your character and personality, you are the perfect woman.
Please, just try not to be such a dag. If I don't come back, you can have the Holden.
Get by a Boat, a novel by Colin Dobson. He loved her. He was her slave. You could have barbed steak in his trousers.
You said on the phone there were things you wanted to talk about, Sylvester. I think it's important to talk about things. Well, you know, things that you want to talk about. So what did you want to talk about, Sylvester?
I forgot.
Well, I think that's great too. Because sometimes I think you just don't need words between good friends.
Nice yacht.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Must be the only wooden boat in the marina.
You know a bit about boats, do you?
Yeah, you don't see decking like that these days. Must have cost you a fortune.
Want a beer?
Oh, excuse me. Don't you realize this yacht club is private?
Oh, don't worry, love. I wouldn't take a beer from this smug creep if my ring was hanging out for one.
Excuse me, but have I done something to offend you?
You're an offence to the human race. You and Okataron had those Bullens Creek Aboriginals bashed so that you could build bloody hotels.
Would you just mind explaining what you think Tyrone has to do with my building site?
I don't think, mate. I know. And unless you cooperate with me in getting Tyrone busted, then I'm going to take my story, with you in it, to the local newspaper.
Which I own.
You arrogant bastards think you can get away with anything. But you can't.
Well, as a matter of fact, mostly we can. But for what it's worth, I don't know anything about any Aboriginal beatings. The first I heard about it was when I bought their land. Now, about that beer.
Get stuffed! Sly! Oh, I think he banged his head. He's not coming up. Well, jump in and fish him out. I can't swim. Bitch. Give us a hand, you stupid black mole! Quick, stick your fingers down your throat. You swallowed heavy metals, oils, acids, raw sewage, probably a few old condoms. We should call the police, Sylvester. She attacked you. She attacked you.
Sasha, please, shut up.
Oh, good Tyrone.
So it really isn't a joke then? You actually do want to drive all the way to Bullens Creek and attack this bloke's building site?
Of course. I mean, he's far too powerful to intimidate. He owns the cops, the papers. He told me.
I'm surprised he could say anything with your tongue down his throat.
I was giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, as you are well aware.
Yeah, well, it strikes me it would have been a whole lot easier to have let the bloke drown there and then rather than have to go and attack his bulldozers.
It'd be easy, Colin. Put sand in his petrol tanks, set fire to his huts, and write rude words in the wet cement.
Now tell me, is this before or after we get our throats torn out by his guard dogs?
Has already broken the record of 1972, when temperatures rose to 109 degrees.
Oh, Lord, this heat. 10 in the morning and it's over 100. It's not normal. I reckon I must have perspired about 6 pints last night.
When it gets to 6 pints, Mother, it's called sweating.
Ooh.
Arrest us! Get your useless backside down here right now! You snivelling sack of putrid lard!
You see? Oliver wants to be with his brother. Blood family, see?
What's up, Ocker, mate? Props?
Have you ever breathed a word to anyone about that little bit of liaising I entrusted to you a month or so ago?
No, absolutely not. Except once. A tiny bit, but hardly. In fact, really not at all.
You tell me what you said, you little slut.
Well, I sort of mentioned it to a couple of journalists. It was a while ago at the club. I was going to tell you, but I thought you might get mad. This pommy journo and a beautiful girl, she mentioned Bullen's Creek and you, and before I knew it, I'd sort of nodded, you know? She tricked me, Ocker, she tricked me!
Mr. Morgan here has also had inquiries from a girl, Aristos. I want you to describe her, okay?
She was total horn fodder. I mean, completely rootable.
More specific, Aristos. Your scrotum goes in my pencil sharpener.
Oh, black hair. Really fit looking, sporty type, but could be a surfy chick.
Your girl anything like that, Morgan? Because if she was, leave it to me. I'll search the state when I find her she's dead.
No, it's not her at all. The girl who came after me wasn't remotely rootable.
Well, that's all right then.
My God, Tyrone! The most delicate operation in the history of the world, and you go and stick your mentally retarded rellos into the frame!
The stupid bird thinks you're building a leisure centre. What's the problem?
Oh, no problem, none at all, except that I'm in business with a brain-dead corporate yobbo whose idea of clinching a real estate deal is to get a bunch of Neanderthal Nazis to organise a bloody pogrom!
So it's all right then. I did okay.
That thing kills whales, man.
What's that?
The huge machine, man. It kills whales.
Yeah, it could be, I guess. Sure aren't any whales around here. Think it's the machine?
No, man. In the sea. It's a connection thing. The machine spreads organochlorine. The herbicide hits the water table and runs into the sea. The algae eat it. I don't know why, but I do. That's when it becomes a downer. With enough herbicide polluting the sea, the whales die. And everything else, man. Except the algae and overboard.
That's a terrible thing you're telling me, Walter.
It is a bit heavy. We stand impotent in the face of total eco-bummer.
No, I don't think so.
We have to leave. You're right, man. We have to leave. I'm thinking maybe now is the time to move on, man. Maybe head north.
Yeah, I think so too.
Let's go tell the chick.
Yeah, right.
You better pull over again.
No. I'm sick of having to get out of the way of these bullies. You paid your tax with as much right on this road as they have.
Don't be such a pommy git, Colin. Once those trucks decelerate, it takes them 20k to pick it up again. They won't slow down for anything.
Because people kowtow to them, that's why.
These are truckies, Colin. Pill-popping, baby-eating space cadet dead-end maniacs. Get out of his way!
No! There's bound to be an overtaking lane somewhere up ahead. He'll just have to wait. It's all right! It's all right! He's passed. It's all right. It's all right. He only winged us.
Pull over! I'm driving from now on.
You can't. You're banned, remember?
Well, I'm hardly going to get arrested. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
All right. Well, can we wait till we got past these two blokes? I wouldn't want them to think we were stopping to give them a lift. They look like Charles Manson's godparents.
They'll never get a lift. In a way, I feel sorry for them.
Are you kidding? If they want a lift, they should wear ties. I mean, look at them. Might as well have painted a sign. We are dangerous maniacs. We will rape you, then eat you.
Okay, very funny, but that guy is no joke. Get driving.
I can't slow him down. I think he's going to seize up. There is no God.
I've got a knife in the glove box.
Good idea. Let's kill ourselves, ruin their day.
Hi. Where you heading?
Oh, little place called Bullen's Creek. It's probably miles out of your way.
Oh, Bullen's Creek, eh? Don't know. It sounds cool. Okay, let's go to Bullen's Creek. Well, Sam, I reckon this is the first piece of good luck we've had since we left prison.
Prison? Listen, lady. If you're wearing pantyhose, it'd be a really good idea if you took them off.
Now listen, I've got some money and...
No, it's just, I was listening to your engine when you were slowing down there. Reckon your fan belt's broke. See, if you got some pantyhose, I reckon I could fix it for you.
Well, I wasn't actually wearing any. It's a little hot.
Zimmerman had his undercarriage shot off in Vietnam. He's comparatively unfamiliar with ladies' lingerie.
Oh, I think I could have a pair in the boot.
I'll fix the car. You go get Karen.
Karen?
Sorry, all. Just spending a penny. Hi, CD! Rach! Oh, wow, this is great.
This is your final call.
Fred, I'm here. Oh, I am so sorry.
Oh, that's okay, forget it. And hey, let me tell you, if you have to chase them, it ain't worth catching.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Captain Brad Jackson. Welcome aboard our flight to Perth. We'll be climbing to a cruising altitude of...
Does this car go any faster?
Well, it does, but not with a back seat full of hippies.
It's just that my man Zimmerman here indulged in a little eco-vandalism back there, and I fear the pigs will fail to understand our mission to save the planet.
Now, isn't that a coincidence? We're on a mission to save the planet too, aren't we?
Great. So, it's us against the world.
Name's Rachel O'Donoghue. From what I can see, she's a nasty little tearaway.
You got a gun?
Yeah?
Shoot the fridge.
What?
Go on. Shoot the catch off that fridge. I'm dying for a cold one. Good shot. If I want anyone killed, I know who to call. So she gets up people's noses, does she? And what is she? Some sort of lefty?
That's what I've heard. Just a stirrer.
What about blokes? Suppose some spotty little dropkick got luckier than he deserves.
No, plenty have tried, but I get the impression she scares them off.
Yeah, she called me an arrogant bastard on a 3 seconds acquaintance. Anything else?
Not much. Lives on her own. Works in pubs. Parents have got a farm down south. Haven't seen her for months.
Where is she now?
No, that's the problem. She's disappeared.
So you see, Morgan and Tyrone are obviously working on this crappy leisure centre together.
Well, you know something, baby? This is a disturbing piece of information. If one brutal, fascistic breadhead is bad, it takes little or no stretch of the imagination to realize that two brutal, fascistic breadheads are worse.
Don't call me baby, Walter. I'm not going to give you a lift if you call me baby.
Cool, sweet child. No problem.
Or sweet child, look. I've got to say this, okay? It's clear to me you and Zimmerman ceased to absorb all cultural influences the day Jim Morrison died, and I can accept that, but I can't accept you calling me baby, sweet child, and particularly not love groover. Okay?
I think somebody needs a cuddle.
Jim Morrison's not dead.
This whole trip's a complete waste of time. You know that, don't you? Nothing we do will make the slightest bit of difference.
So why are you here, then?
Good question.
She must be an impressive lady.
I don't want to talk about it.
There's a little piece missing in all of us, man. With you, it's a chick. With Zimmerman, it's his gonads. With me, it's the years 1967 to 1972.
So why'd you go to Vietnam in the first place?
I suppose I must have thought it was right.
Personally, I can't imagine ever wanting to fight for anything. I mean, nothing changes. It's all pointless, isn't it?
No, man. You're wrong. Now is the time to fight for everything. The world is on the edge of an abyss. Abdication of responsibility is suicide by another and slightly longer name.
So the Earth's knackered. What can I do about it? Nothing. Nobody can do anything because it's screwed up, and that's that.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, mate.
You feel sorry for me?
I'd rather have lost me testicles than me hope.
It's been a 15th truck that's passed us this morning. This is a very busy desert.
God, it's so hot. It's so bloody hot.
Hey, lady. Be cool. It is actually a very zen thing. If we take a moment to consider all that has good. We instantly understand that we are very beautiful people. Hot, but beautiful.
Walter! Will you please shut your stupid face, you dull, turgid, fatuous hippie?
That's cool. It's okay. That's nice. It is very primal to outwardly emote.
I know what'll cool you down. See, it's already making you shiver.
Yeah, well, there's a roadhouse up ahead. Let's stop for a bit of breakfast, eh?
Cup of tea and a pie, please.
Me too, thanks. CD, eating meat. We'll be going whaling next. Do you have anything vegetarian?
I can scrape the meat out of a pie for you.
Who's driving the tanker?
What's it to you, you hippie pissant? Just keep your dumb face out of my load.
You shouldn't be smoking, mate. In fact, nobody in the room should be smoking.
You're a brave man, Sonny. Don't push it.
That's not petrol you're hauling, you know that? As I was saying, you really shouldn't be smoking.
Walter, you have to do something.
Don't you worry, I'll sort it out. Hey, guys, I'll take any bets on the hippie to win.
If I wanted lame excuses and bugger all results, I'd have hired a politician. And believe me, they come a lot cheaper. So just find the bloody girl.
There's a roadhouse up ahead, Mr. Morgan. You want to stop for a cuppa?
No, leave it. I don't want to get involved in some dumb trucky brawl.
I want a clean, straight fight. No knives, no boots, all right? Fight on!
This goes to show it's not even worth trying to do some people a good turn.
You were trying to do him a good turn?
Nah, I'm trying to stop him smoking. That tanker he's hauling carries high-octane military-grade missile fuel.
And what the hell is Sylvester Morgan doing transporting missile fuel?
Well, you know, like it could be this, it could be that, but I guess we have at least to entertain the possibility that it's to fuel missiles.
Last time I smelt that stuff was in there. Burns like the sun. Thimble full of that stuff. Blow this car into orbit.
And it said petrol on the tank. I mean, it didn't say missile fuel for entirely innocent purposes or anything like that.
It said petrol, and it isn't petrol.
Maybe they're drinking the missile fuel.
I think we ought to keep kind of quiet about the missile fuel.
Why would anybody want missile fuel at a holiday centre?
Five beers, please.
In town looking for work, eh? You know there's plenty up at the site. Cooks, cleaners, chop money too.
I'll get these, Daphne. No. It's a celebration. I have been mayor of this town for 15 years, and I've never seen times like these. I want to propose a toast. A toast to just about the soundest bloke who ever shoved it on his butt to a fellow Australian.
A bloke, mind, who in the middle of a bloody recession came at... Apologies to ladies present, but I am much moved. In the middle of a bloody recession came to the fine old town of Bullens Creek to kickstart the West Australian economy's move into the leisure industry. Friends, I give you Sly
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I trust that you all managed to get some sleep. We will shortly be serving breakfast prior to our arrival in Perth, where today's weather conditions aren't too bad. The cancer factor is acceptable, the air is breathable without masks, and flooding is considered unlikely.
Thank goodness for that. Can't wait to see the kids. Anyone meeting you?
I'm afraid there probably is.
I suppose it is kind of heavy security for a holiday camp. But then people are so paranoid these days, I think it's sad.
Stick to business!
When I say so, Karen, duck out to the right. CD, Rachel, go to the left. Walter, stay in the line.
Nice. Can I dig a hole?
Give them a focus. If we all disappear, they might open up again.
Hey, what the hell are you mumbling about? If you've got something to say, you say it to me! Now! Stay in the light! All of you, get back in the light!
Hey. What's with the orders, man? Did we get married or something I didn't notice? What about the please word here? It wouldn't hurt, you know.
Everybody get back in the light immediately! This is private property!
No, man. That is private property. This is the desert, and it belongs to the stars. We are star travelers, and we come in peace. Except him.
Everybody in the car! Drive slow, no lights. I'll keep them busy.
Zim, my man. Let us look at this logically. Weigh the balance. Consider the yin and the yang, right?
Yeah, right, mate, but let's consider it quickly, eh?
These are high fences and heavy people we are facing here. If you are put in the can, I fear I won't be able to spring you on account of my being a fat old grunt who never even got his third stripe. You, on the other hand, Zim, are Captain Cool, and would not rest until you'd brought your buddy home or got left hanging dead on the wire in the attempt.
Yeah, nice image.
Okay, right, let's go.
See you after the war.
Catch me if you can't even do it! You got a schedule and you'll stick to it. Get some heat down there, build fires, put in reflectors, borrow your wife's bloody hairdryer, but I want that damn concrete set by the morning. Yeah, Morgan here. You know the story, Jack. Just do it. She can't have just vanished into thin air. Well, try again. Put an ad in the paper in the window of the local milk bar. Black hair, dirty mouth, legs up to her armpits. For Christ's sake, this girl stands out.
What are they doing back there? I mean, guns, barbed wire, missile fuel. What are they hiding?
We should tell the police.
Tell them what? That Sylvester Morgan doesn't like bums hanging around his building site. You saw him back at Bullens Creek. If we try and derail their gravy train, they'll lynch us.
We should do something.
First we check out the town, right? Post office, library, ask around the pub. Take a look at the airport.
That barmaid said they were taking staff on at the site. We should get jobs.
Rach, I can just about handle getting shot at. But getting jobs? Come on.
Mr. Morgan has excelled himself.
He was a fortunate find.
But he remains ignorant of the lepers.
I think it wise for the time being. You can never be sure with Australians. They are rather volatile.
And what of this American woman, this journalist?
Clever girl, lad. You'd scarcely believe it, but she's on her way to Australia. Tremendous initiative. Shame to have to kill her. In happier times, I'd have offered her a job.
I'm gonna take a look around. You stay here. I don't be watching out for your ass.
You don't like me much, do you, Zimmerman?
Who cares about like? In combat, you gotta be able to rely on your comrades, that's all.
Well, you can certainly rely on me. The first sign of trouble, I shall be the bloke disappearing over the horizon. Stupid. Frustrated. Tosspot in a car park. A novel. Colin could not remember at which point, after meeting Rachel, he had had his brains removed.
Oh, yeah, Miss Kettle. You'll be coming.
What do you guys want?
There's a woman back there. I think she's on our side. She's in big trouble. We have to help her.
Zimmerman, there is a faint possibility that I might be prepared to risk my neck for one woman, a specific woman. I have no intention of turning it into some kind of hobby.
This is a combat zone.
It's a car park, Zimmerman.
It's a combat zone. In combat, my enemy's enemy is my friend. Now, that woman in distress over there is the enemy of our enemy, therefore she's our friend. Now, you let your friend down in combat, and you're dishonored.
I can live with that.
You let my friends down in combat, you're dead.
Fine.
Mandy, how are you?
Easy. Right, bring car over there.
I've been shot.
Well, can you walk?
I can't move.
Please, don't expect us ever to be friends.
The car's still there, but it's under guard. And there's no sign of Colin or Zimmerman.
You mean there's only us left?
Well, it looks that way. Look, the best thing you can do is head back to Freebury. There's bound to be plenty of cheap flights. Most of the traffic's coming this way.
You don't think I'd desert you?
Oh, it's fine, really. I'd prefer to go in on my own. And that girl said there's plenty of jobs.
No
so...
way, Rachel. We do this thing together. We're comrades, sisters in struggle.
Helen, listen to me!
I don't want you along. You are completely useless.
Thanks, Rachel. I know you're only trying to keep me out of danger, but I'm coming with you.
Nice one, Zimmerman. I'm really glad you let me stay to be captured so that you'd be free to come and rescue me.
Good evening, Mr. Morgan. I trust you are well.
We can dispense with the niceties, eh, De Quincy?
It's ready. Well now, it seems that the moment has come.
Then transmit the code, summon the conspirators. Any delay will just increase the risk of the lepers being discovered.
Yeah, how simply it is done. 2 by 2, the animals are summoned to the arks.
think Sly Morgan is so great. What an ace bloke. This holiday centre complex is going to totally revitalise the state.
My God, there's none so blind. I've lived here for 50 years and the only thing this place has got going for it is dingo dung. Oh, I don't know what Morgan's up to, but he sure ain't building no resort.
You lived here?
Sure. We swapped this place with Morgan for our tribal land.
Can I just ask you something? If a girl happened to have some friends that have been captured around here, have you any idea where they might be being kept?
What we have to do here is remind ourselves again that prisons only really exist in the mind. I may be tied, but my soul is free to wander the world at will.
Well, while it's out there, can you ask it to pick me up a hamburger and a bottle of Chardonnay?
What do you think they're going to do to us?
They ain't gonna do anything to us. We're gonna do things to them. Time's come to fight back.
Of course it has. And what do you suggest we do? Give them a withering glance? Sneer them into submission?
We have advantages. We have decent numbers. We have surprise.
We have a raving lunatic on our side.
Everyone has weaknesses.
An Achilles heel.
Good afternoon. My name is DuPont. I am head of security. Perhaps one of you would be kind enough to explain what your interest is in the affairs of my employers.
Oh, mate. Oh, mate.
What? What do you say? Speak up, why don't you? What are you trying to say?
Your nose trick. Nice one, Zimmerman. All right, Mr. DuPont. Not a sound, please. Now reach behind his back and untie him.
I'll possibly get away. It is 20 kilometers to the fifth. There are many gods.
I have to warn you, Mr. DuPont, that Zimmerman has not eaten all day, and your nose would make a substantial meal for anyone.
So, his Achilles heel turned out to be his nose. Zimmerman, could you untie me and Walter, please? Yeah, I'll get you in a minute, mate. I'll catch you later. What? No! No! Zimmerman, please! Zimmerman?
Guys. Listen, I think your boss is sick.
What? Quick! Every man we've got! Spread out the lot of you. He's got a wounded girl with him. They can't get far.
Are you all right, sir?
All right, damn it. He employed a tactic I'd not encountered before. It could have happened to anyone.
What? Getting your nose bitten off by a securely bound hippie? It's never happened to me, mate.
Nor me.
I want to know what's going on. It's not right that a girl should have to be so long without a man. It's not natural.
Listen, I'm busy, all right? Now, shut your face.
If you can't keep a man in the marital home, Dixie, it's no good complaining at him when he's gone.
This isn't a marital home, it's an old people's home, run for the exclusive benefit of one resident. And this is Ocker's and my private ensuite.
Oh, good Lord. Oliver doesn't have private things from his mother. I've seen a lot more than his bathroom in time.
Excuse me, Mum.
Ocker, come back here, I want to talk. Ocker! Ocker! Aristos! What's happened to Ocker? Where did he go?
I don't know, didn't say. Just stopped to grab that favourite photo of his school footy team. The one he won't let Juanita dust.
Oh, I noticed he left your picture, Dixie.
I don't want a man on a site longer than's needed. Now, just give them their bonuses and rack them off.
We're working on a slide.
Come on, Jack. I don't want to hear about working on it. I want them off the site. I want them out of the area altogether. Charter a couple of jumbos. Look, there's a human bottleneck at Bullens and it's pissed. Yeah, Morgan here.
Bit of a result, Mr. Morgan, that girl you're chasing. And guess what? I think she's chasing you. I just heard they found a car at Bullens Creek Airport.
Right. Clearing this side, Sly. It's not going to be easy.
If it was easy, Jack, you wouldn't be getting $2 grand a day. Now get your navvies out of here. I'm expecting guests.
You really ought to eat something, you know.
Sound of a gut full of vomit hitting a tin roof might attract attention. What are we gonna do?
Nothing we can do till dark. Lay back, catch some rays.
Oh, I'll catch some rays. We're gonna die cancer before they get a chance to murder us.
See the dinner lady with the tray? A friend of mine. I reckon she's doing a whole heap better at infiltrating this place than we are.
Today, my supervisor told me your boss fancied a nibble. Then again, don't we all?
I'll take you through, love. You mean to tell me that you, contractor, some bloody weak as piss American journalist and some decrepit foul hippie? Get there, I don't wish to be disturbed. I'm busting your boat down the private. Boat. Understand me? I'm just not busting it down the private. You're going in the report.
What a raving ratbag. Is he always like that?
Always.
Well, there's no sense wasting all this stuff. You lot had better have it.
This meat is great. Fabulous. I don't want to seem overconfident, but that looks like the walk of a girl with a gun in the knickers.
So, you're here.
Don't you move, you bloody pervert. What the hell are you doing with all this stuff about me?
I just wanted to find out about you, that's all.
Why, you some kind of nut?
The whole world's mad, Rachel. But what's going on here is proof of that.
And just what is going on here? And you better tell me the truth.
Tell you the truth. Rachel, that's all I've ever wanted to do since the first day I met you.
Can you believe the menus here? I mean, meat. I hate to think of the state of these people's bowels.
I wouldn't then, love.
Open the door.
Rachel, it's over. Nothing on earth is clean anymore. Not one drop of water, not one gulp of air, not one mouthful of food. The poisons just go round and round. Where else can they go? The earth hasn't got anything to clean itself with. Everything is dirty. That's what we in a stark conspiracy call TTO. Total toxic overload.
What the hell's a stark conspiracy? A kind of loose collective of escapades from the loony bin?
Do you remember the moon landings? All that effort a whole generation ago. And since then, nothing. Why do you think that is, Rachel?
Well, I'm sure you're going to tell me.
We bought it.
You bought the moon?
Well, not me personally. I was just a kid at the time myself. But the then members of the Stark conspiracy bought it.
You're trying to tell me the American government sold the moon?
Well, there wasn't much they could do with it at the time. They'd only gone there in the first place to stuff the Russians. So, Stark made them an offer and bought it, along with all the research and technology that went into getting there in the first place. Stark knew which way the echo wind was blowing. Even then, they could see that the Earth was dying. They were looking for a way out. We're going to the moon, Rachel. What's being built here is a launch pad for the star arcs. This, if you like, is Genesis.
Come on. We have to release my friends.
Your friends will be okay for the minute. Why not come and look at the site?
Well, you certainly know how to impress a girl.
Not 6 of these, Rachel. But this is just the haulage. Glorified trucks. Come on, I'll show you the really clever stuff. See, Rachel, there it is. All natural creation. Frozen up in little tubes, little bottles. There's fetuses, seedlings. It's beautiful, really, isn't it? Of course, there's a whole lot more already in orbit around the moon. A whole lunar village based on biosphere technology. They've been working on it for years. All those commercial launches, satellite TV, forget it. It was cover for Stark. Why do you think the programs were so bloody awful?
This is gonna mess with your brain. They're preparing some kind of massive launch.
Massive lunch.
Launch? It's a launch site. I mean, it's covered up pretty good. You take a good look, it's obvious. They've got silos, guidance towers. It's the first leisure centre I've ever seen with enough potential firepower to take out the whole of Southeast Asia.
And they said I didn't have a story.
What you have is a bullet in your leg. Now that thing goes gangrenous, and you'll die. Right, you got something to bite on?
Please tell me you're joking.
My dear Morgan, we are quite delighted.
You have achieved the miracle of organization and planning.
Sure. You blokes had everything in place long before you let me on board. I'm just laying the cables and digging the holes. This is Rachel O'Donoghue, friend of mine.
Splendid, splendid. Excellent choice. Good hips. She'll do. And mucking in with the catering, I see. Well done, you.
It's incredible.
Something of a thrill, isn't it? From this very room, we shall become lords of creation.
You're actually enjoying this, aren't you, De Quincey?
I should think I am. My wealth and power have provided me with many unique experiences in my life, but never before have I been able to make myself into a god who could not help but thrill to the scale of our enterprise.
Come on, Rachel. Let's leave God to think about what a great big enterprise he's got.
Yeah, you did great, kid. Really great.
Thanks. Is my leg still on? This is like one of those terrible moments in movies where the kid says his leg hurts, and we know they just cut it off.
Oh, no, still here. Well, most of it anyway.
Listen, Zimmerman, I don't know how long I'm gonna last. Maybe I won't even make it. The one thing I do have is this chart. It's a toxic waste ship that belongs to the people who built this site.
Yeah, this is rather bad news.
For God's sake, I know the Earth is sick, but I can't see how life in a tin can would be preferable. I mean, we all still eat, don't we? Sure, we get the squirts a little
These
bit more.
guys are the biggest corporate bastards alive. And if they're planning a life in space, that means that for whatever reason, life in space is going to be more desirable than life on Earth.
Why are you telling me all this?
Oh, come on, you know damn well why I'm telling you. I want you to come with me.
Don't be stupid. Why me?
Because I've fallen in love with you.
Get out of here. You don't even know me.
That doesn't matter. Have you ever seen a kangaroo when it gets caught in the glare of your headlights? It gets mesmerized, transfixed. It doesn't know what's coming, and it doesn't care. then it gets 4 tons of Toyota in its face. That's how I felt the first time I saw you.
I made you feel like a kangaroo in a car crash.
When I heard you'd left town, I thought I'd never see you again, but I hoped. And the more I learned about you, the more I hoped. And whenever I thought of who I'd take, I thought of you.
This is ridiculous. You've gone soppy over a detective's report. You don't really love me.
Rachel. Rachel, I'm offering you the moon.
Well, that's certainly better than the stuff about the kangaroos.
Shortly, my employer will be wishing to speak with the American woman. It is clear to me she has found some bolt hole within herself. It is your misfortune to be my only lead.
What about him?
It was not him who was caught trying to help the girl. It was you.
I know a good torture. What about drips of water? That's terrifying, that, is it? It's Chinese. What they do is they drip water on your head, and you're driven to madness by the agonising inevitability of it. Why don't you try that? You've got plenty of water. I couldn't handle that.
Now, for the second and last time, where are your 2 friends hiding?
I don't know.
You won't do
it. Hey! Come on, aren't you going to talk? I'm going to fry your brain. Hey! What?
Oh, drop it.
You can't escape. The perimeter is sealed. There are guards everywhere. You'll be killed.
Oh, maybe we should take you with us, eh, mate?
What the hell's going on here? Thank you, Mr. Morgan. I'm grateful for your intervention.
Intervention? If I hadn't intervened, you'd be dead, mate. My God, you punt. Keeping prisoners in the middle of the stark side. Maybe you'd like to give them a guided tour. All right. Untie them. We'll dump them out of the Yalura water hole. They can't do any harm there. But shut up,
dickhead.
Sit down,
hurry up.
sit down.
Rachel, you can't do this to me.
Chicks, man. Who understands it? It's like when Jane Fonda went to Hanoi. I don't think even she knew what she was doing.
So you're our friend now, that right, Morgan?
I'm her friend, so I guess I'll just have to put up with her mates.
He's lying to you, Rachel.
What did you say?
I said you're lying. If what you told us is true, how come they're trying to blow up ships?
Ships? What ships?
Containers. I've got a chat. One all wired up, ready to blow.
What has ships got to do with the rockets and the moon?
I don't know anything about these ships.
He has. He's been lying to you, Rachel. I haven't been lying to anyone, Sonny, which is why you aren't dead. Now shut up and let me think for a minute.
There was an American, a journalist. She wrote that they were investing in shipping. I think they killed her for it.
No, they tried.
That's where I got the chart from her.
She's here? Did she say anything about toxic waste?
That's what she said the ship contained.
The lepers. When the lepers go down.
What are you talking about?
Something Tyrone said to me once. Who are you going to save when the lepers go down? This bloody ship's a leper.
Keep your eyes and ears open, love. G'day.
Hi, Chrissy Kettle, Wall Street Examiner.
Looks like I owe that hippie fella $5.
Yeah, well, if you want to pay him back, they've taken him to some desert water hole. Have you got a car?
So a lone, frightened woman and a fearsome triumvirate of desert hobos got the better of you and your men?
Only the journalist is at large, and she is badly wounded. Mr. Morgan has the others in his care.
Which all rather begs the question, DuPont. Where does that leave you?
Sir?
Unfortunately, I can hardly sack you, as you are a stark conspirator.
I am relieved to hear you say that.
So Mr. Morgan has them, has he? How wise we were not to confide in him. We must watch him closely.
The guy that gave me that chart said there were hundreds like it, maybe thousands. They killed him.
He's going to be in good company. If these ships sink, they'll kill everyone. Stark has the capacity to poison the entire planet with its own toxic waste.
Global blackmail. Nice.
The countdown started. In 3 days, it'll be over. If we're going to do anything, we got to do it now.
You know what we should do? Blow 'em to hell.
You don't know anything about sabotage, do you?
Oh, yeah? Enough.
In that case, let's go. There are plenty of explosives left from the construction to send them to the moon without their rockets.
There are still hundreds of people working on that site. What are you going to do, kill them all? We should go back to Perth, at least try to raise the alarm.
Yeah, well, I guess you can try. We've still got 3 days.
Well, why don't you come? A guy like you make things a lot more convincing.
If Rachel and I aren't on site by the morning, they'll know they're in trouble and put the launch forward. I'll give you 48 hours. After that, this guy gets the keys to the nitro cupboard.
Mrs. C, when we get into Freebury, I want you to get in touch with your people, okay?
Freebury's a fair distance from here, love. The whole system of values in this country is riddled with inconsistencies. They hassle me to death for having a tiny toot on a doobie and then lying on the carpet and giggling and eating Mars bars. And when it comes to blackmailing the planet, everything is cool.
Well, Sly and I aren't going into light, because he reckons there'll be more confusion once the conspirators arrive.
That's nice.
Why don't you go back with the others? You always wanted to get out of this.
We started it. I'm going to see it through. I've got my keys. They can use my place.
I don't really think Zimmerman wants you along, you know?
Screw him. It's not his desert.
You think I went to bed with Sly, don't you?
It's your business.
Bet you do.
Well, he's hardly going to change sides for a peck on the cheek, is he?
We didn't do anything.
He must have promised to. He's here, isn't he?
He's here because he wants to be. I didn't promise him anything. And I didn't even say I'd see him again, although I will. I just told him I wasn't going to the moon with anyone, and believe it or not, that was enough to make him decide to stay.
I can believe a man would do anything for you.
I would. As a matter of fact, I bloody have.
Colin. Now, I'd like to tell you how I feel.
No, Rachel, I can't handle it. I'm gutted. Honestly, I am. Unrequited love is the pits. I'd rather watch a telethon. I know how you feel. I love you, and you don't love me.
I do love you, Colin. I love you very, very much. I mean, you're my best friend.
I don't think you will ever know what a depressing thing that is to hear.
Sometimes I think I wish there wasn't such a thing as sex. It's just completely destructive. Will you look what it's done to us?
What do you mean? We haven't had any.
You know, sex is not the only thing of value that can happen between two people.
All the same, you're going to sleep with Morgan, aren't you?
Well, I might, but I don't think that that's the ultimate measure of my emotions. I'm not interested in collecting roots, Colin. I'm interested in the man I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
You know, sometimes I feel getting me balls blown off was the best thing that ever happened to me.
To you. Just to lighten things up.
So will I see you again after?
Well, presuming we don't get shot or poisoned or dragged off to the moon, yeah. And I find it difficult forming relationships at the best of times.
Me too.
Be just my luck to meet a nice bloke and have the world die before our first date.
That's why we gotta stop them then, eh?
Sylvester, I'm not the girl in your file, you know. And I'm not the girl of anybody's dreams.
I'd like to find out who you are.
See, that's completely unfair. You started chasing some fictitious ideal and now you got to put up with me? I'm bound to be a disappointment. Whereas I've always thought you were a complete and utter bastard, so you'll probably improve.
Let's meet each other halfway then, hmm?
So, the first serpents appear in paradise.
They must be killed immediately.
Oh, come now, Alice. Where is your sense of romance? Let us enjoy the show first.
Come on, mate, get up. Got sabotage to do.
Where'd you get the camel from?
Western Desert, mate, full of them. They brought them over before they discovered Toyotas.
Well, what happened to Morgan and Rachel? They said they were going to pick us up.
No, they never came. You know, I always wondered about that bloke.
Rachel never desert us like that.
Yeah, well, she's not here now. Now, get up. We got to save the world.
On a camel? How much longer is this going to go on for?
Probably about 8-10 hours, I reckon.
It's all right for you. Another 10 hours of this and my furniture's going to be relocated somewhere in the region of my armpits.
Well, according to Morgan, all the conspirators will be in the loading bays by then. We'll have the place to ourselves.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. Because frankly, I find our situation rather embarrassing.
tough, but this is impossible.
Damn complacent bunch of slack fools. Laughed at me, they did. They'll be laughing on the other side of their faces when they all get electrocuted. Can't any of your American journalist pals help?
Forget it. Stark owns my paper. They own my editor. Yeah. Sure, this is Chrissy. It has to be a personal appearance. Okay, I can handle that. Okay. Okay, see you then. Well, guys, we got a break. It's not a big one, but it's a break.
We were just so pleased that you could come in at such short notice. We were really stuck for an item after the wombat died. Your story was a gift from heaven.
30 seconds, please.
No, thanks.
4, 3.
Okay, so that was your Perth weather. No sign of this incredible heat abating. The rat and cockroach count is high, and the food alert is maximum. And right now it's time to meet today's daft dingo, a lovely lady from America who believes the Morgan Leisure Centre is actually a rocket site for launching space arcs to the moon.
It is.
From where Sly Morgan and Occotyron and their pals will threaten to poison the Earth.
Please, listen. It's global blackmail. Go and have a look. They have 6 massive launch silos. It's a huge conspiracy of industrialists. De Quincy, Nagasayu, Ocker, Tyrone. Each of them can take a part in for just one person.
You will forgive my mixing business with pleasure, I hope. We still have a while on Earth, and this does pass the time so pleasantly. My guest on the Star Arcs is to be a 10-stone bag of heroin. I intend to have the most meaningful relationship on the colony.
So you can forget the bullshit, De Quincy. The Earth isn't dying. And this show isn't about building a new world, it's about blackmailing the old one.
The Earth is dying, Mr. Morgan. You may be assured of that. Total toxic overload is a fact.
So what about the lepers, you smug pommy bastard?
Yeah, if everything's so terminally polluted, what's the point of threatening us all with poison ships?
We're not going to threaten anyone with them, my naive colonial chum. We're going to sink them. The dinosaurs did not die in an instant. There were generations in their fading. So it will be with man. With all his fearful ingenuity, he could be 100 years a-dying, but die he will, for modern man is nothing more than a pollutant on this planet. Why await the inevitable? Better surely to cleanse the world tomorrow, that we might build another Eden for us to exploit afresh.
Hey, the pre-ignition process is pretty far advanced. In serious danger of missing the boat. Hang on, mate! Hey! Please! We'll die! Don't even think about it.
The leper ships will sink and rust anyway, and the oceans will die. We are merely coordinating the process. Then, with the world awash in a murky slime of its own creating, we will destroy every drug and every chance to produce a drug. Nothing will survive. But the Earth is resilient. Cured of man, it will recover. And when it does, the Star Arcs will return. And not with you, however. You are to perform one last service for Stark. In the last hour before the blast, you will be hurled into the deepest silo. The silo that you built, Mr. Morgan. Your bodies will burn as fuel for the future.
These clothes are for you, love.
Well, what's going on, Ocker? You promised me a lovely trip. Where are all these old people?
Listen, love, you're about to go on the trip of a lifetime. You're bloody lucky to be here. I could have asked any number of Sheilas. They'd have jumped at the chance. Now listen to me. And don't ask questions, darling. Just take this and get in the lift.
Thank you. One word, girlie, just one word, and the next person to be fondling your scrawny body will be the police mortician.
Right, that's it. I'm taking the car.
Oh, Suki.
Oliver, I'm your mother. 16 hours of pain. I refused all drugs. I wanted to experience the full beauty of having you.
Yo, Waka, this is really cool.
The rules are quite clear, Mr. Tyrone. One guest per colonist.
Yes, and I'm his wife.
Yes, and you had to fake a pregnancy to do it.
This really is most irregular, Mr. Tyrone.
That's right, Nagasu. Slam him off.
However, you are in luck. I've just heard that 2 colonists will not be joining us. With a squeeze, there'll be room for all 3 of your guests.
I always hoped when I met the right bloke I'd spend the rest of my life with him. Looks like I did.
Did I ever tell you that before I became a corporate raider, I was actually a fairly honest thief? When I was a kid, I could steal anything. Still can, as a matter of fact.
Come on! Gotta try and stop the launch!
Stop the launch? We can do better than that!
Having trouble with your saddlebags, Dixie dear? I'm sure we could ask someone for a shoehorn.
Oh, I'll be fine, Mother. But have you thought how the pressure of the blast will affect your cosmetic surgery? I'm a bit worried you might implode.
Oh, you...
This is cool. Hey, Ocker, are we gonna have a gas or what?
Of late, certain politicians have been attempting to play the green card in their grubby scramble for public support. As we stark conspirators know, such tokenism is entirely cynical. The ecological situation can never be reversed while market forces remain superior to political will, nor should it be. In the time of the first ark, men worshipped God, and so it was given to Noah, the most pious of men, to survive the flood and shape the future. In modern times, men worship money. Money is God. Its shrines and temples teem with true believers. Is it not fitting that we, the super-rich, who have worshipped money with such diligence and conviction, be the ones to board the star arks and carry our faith to a new world? Go now, board your designated craft. For the waters are rising, and the future beckons.
This is only construction standard dynamite. Cheap builder's crap. It'll do it. Pass me the detonator, will you?
But Rachel's still in here somewhere.
Now listen, CD. We've got to stop this launch. We've got to do it now, right? If we do it now, we can get a truck and we can get out of here before she blows, right? We got to do it now.
I'm sorry, Zimmerman. I can't let you kill her.
We have to leave. Let's go steal a truck, shove gonads in the back, and get the hell out of here.
All personnel must leave the area immediately. Please proceed directly to the southern gate. Do not approach.
No trucks. You do understand, don't you, Zimmerman? I just couldn't let you kill her. Forget the chick, man. The chick is no longer important. These rockets are fixed to blow and we're about to be incinerated. Someone must be guiding this launch from the ground. We can't afford to let that move. Mission control must be over there. Come on.
Ignition. Lift off.
Picking up a broadcaster.
This is a message from Star Arts. My name is Lord De Quincy. Yesterday, as a citizen of the doomed planet Earth, I was merely a man. Today, as a member of the Stark conspiracy, I am a god. When I activate this simple switch, the Earth will die. Allow me a moment to explain our plan.
Plans changed, De Quincy. This bloke was about to poison the Earth. And if we let him, he still can destroy it. Don't be surprised. It's just a business thing. The planet's so sick, it's getting to be unprofitable. So what do you do with an unprofitable business? Asset strip it. Rationalize personnel. Grab the real estate and start again. That's what the Stark conspiracy is. A global corporate raid.
My dear fellow, how very elegantly put. Please.
4-0 alarm. 4-0 alarm.
Let me push the button.
Our planet is dying. We've got to do something. Biodiversity.
Wir müssen angreifen jetzt.
Don't seem to have considered the expense.
Our politicians have got to legislate for the future. They've got to get up their asses. Because if they don't, then we might as well just give up and let these bastards poison our seas and rivers. We can't let them win. Things can change. They must.
This story was a fantasy, but in the 3 hours it took to tell it, 18,000 acres of rainforest have been destroyed forever. 7 million tons of CO2 have been produced. 12 species of life became extinct. 23 square miles of land became desert. In 3 hours. This story was a fantasy. Perhaps